Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
It'll be bright, so it'll catch your eye if you're looking the right way.
An unusual sighting for many people. Reports of a huge flash in the sky about 6 last night. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. It has many people wondering what they saw. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop spoke with an expert about what it was and how typical this is.
Hundreds of people commented on the Valley News Live Facebook page about a huge fireball in the sky.
I would count myself lucky in the sense of that's a really cool thing to see.
A report from Red Lake, Minnesota saying, I was in the woods with some friends and we seen a bright white light lit up everything in the woods. Another from Grafton, North Dakota saying, I seen a huge flash and nothing else. It was unexplainable.
Fireballs are fairly rare. They're the biggest of the meteors, and so they also tend to be pretty sporadic. That is, they're not necessarily always associated with a meteor shower.
This map from the American Meteor Society, a place that tracks meteor sightings, shows that 67 people reported this fireball.
So that's where they think it came in, roughly.
MSUM astronomy professor Juan Cabanela says the reports show that this fireball was larger than most, about baseball size, and thinks it was about 20 to 30 miles high in the sky.
I know that you can typically see them from, a couple hundred miles out is not crazy.
Cabanela says fireballs typically travel at 30 miles per second and are seen daily from somewhere across the world.
We just happened to get one right over a fairly populated area. We had nice weather last night.
The Torrids meteor shower is happening, but Cabanela doesn't think that this fireball was a part of that.
Looks like this one came from north toward the south, which would not have been associated with the Torrids.
Professor Cabanela says if you are one of the lucky ones that see one of these fireballs in the future or saw the one last night, that you should report it to the American Meteor Society. In Moorhead, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
To learn more about how you can report meteor sightings, click on this story at valleynewslive.com. Another quiet day with nice temps. Lots of chances lately to get outside and enjoy the sunshine. So how about tonight, Hutch?
Well, the fun does not stop weather-wise. We continue on our stretch of very pleasant weather. Not as warm as the temperatures we saw this weekend, but still quite fair. The clouds that were with our southern counties and eastern counties earlier the day is now shifting out to the east. As we go into the evening hours, you can expect temperatures to slip through the 50s. Wind will still be from the northwest at around 10 miles per hour. That'll be about the toughest thing to struggle through this evening. We will slip into the 40s overnight. Looks a little cooler. We'll see those 30s return, but looks like very quiet weather does continue as we glide through November. We'll say glide because it sure has been an easy ride so far. Details in your hour-by-hour forecast here in just a couple of minutes.
So far, so good.
You bet.
Thank you. It's now been 1 week since 17-year-old Jeremy Jourdain vanished from a Halloween party in Bemidji. Today, 50 people continued the search in a case that has few clues. Jourdain is described as 6 feet 4 inches tall, 165 pounds, and was last seen wearing a gray Nike sweater and blue jeans. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us the latest in a search for this missing teenager.
Jeremy Jourdain left a Halloween party at midnight and was last seen running past this church. Friends and family believed he would have started making the 14-mile walk down this road to his home in Cass Lake, where he lived with his cousin.
Had he been drinking a lot? Is there a worry that he may have laid down somewhere and,
That's it. I'm kind of thinking maybe he laid out somewhere and he's hurt or something.
But an extensive search of the main route to Cass Lake has come up empty. Friends and family are now searching other possible routes around the area. On the law enforcement side of this investigation, Bemidji Police Chief Mike Maston tells me, unfortunately, they do not have any new information as to Jeremy's whereabouts. It's left Jeremy's family with a shot in the dark as to where to search in a massive area.
Yeah, we searched the whole Nymore area that way.
the south end of Bemidji?
Yeah, then we're going up Roosevelt and Highway 2. We have people going down that pipeline now.
Dow says his cousin was a home buddy, that he simply does not believe Jeremy would take off somewhere and not tell anyone. In the meantime, Jeremy Jourdain has now been missing for an entire week. From Bemidji, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Several dozen workers from the reservation at Cass Lake joined in the search this afternoon. If you have any information about this case, you're asked to contact Bemidji Police at 218-333-9111 or you can contact the family directly at 218-760-7818. Both of those numbers are right there on your screen. A woman from Grafton, North Dakota has died after she was thrown from an ATV. The Highway Patrol says it looks like Gail Osowski was driving on a gravel road about 8 miles southeast of Grafton when she made an abrupt left turn and rolled into the ditch. Officers say she was not buckled and was not wearing a helmet. She died at the scene. It's the last full day of campaigning for the presidential candidates, and it's also one of the busiest. A whirlwind day of rallies and events. Our Washington Bureau team has the latest from New York.
It's an all-out race to the finish for Hillary Clinton. Voters in swing states are getting the most attention. The president, first lady, and vice president are even on the campaign trail. Clinton and her biggest supporters are making stops in 5 states: Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. Clinton's team tells me they're expecting a win.
Tomorrow is the election, but that is just the beginning. We have to heal this country. We have to bring people together, listen and respect each other.
The final push is not only happening in person. The Clinton campaign is airing a 1-minute commercial in 11 swing states through Election Day. Reporting on the Clinton campaign, I'm Jacqueline Policastro. Now let's go to Ted Fioraliso with the Trump campaign.
Jacqueline, just as busy of a schedule for Republican nominee Donald Trump and his running mate Mike Pence. Between the two of them, they're crisscrossing nearly all the same battleground states. Trump took the stage in Sarasota, Florida this morning.
Florida's my second home, a state I love so much. We're doing very, very well in Pennsylvania. Very well. You watch what's going to happen in Pennsylvania. The miners are going to come out. The workers are going to come out. The steel workers who lost their jobs are coming out.
Trump and Pence will end their day together with a primetime rally in Manchester, New Hampshire. That's followed by a late-night event in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Both Trump and Clinton making the Big Apple their home for election night. Reporting from Trump Tower, I'm Ted Fioraliso.
And remember to watch our election coverage tomorrow night. It starts at 5 o'clock and runs through the evening. Join Mike Morkin and me, along with Chris Berg, on both KVLY and KX4. We'll have reporters covering both the Democratic and Republican parties locally, and also a team in Washington, D.C. at both the Trump and Clinton watch parties. Be sure to tune in. Clinton and Trump aren't the only ones making that final push for the election. Democrats and Republicans here in the Valley are at their offices making phone calls, putting together last-minute polling information, and heading out to knock on doors into the evening, all in hopes of making sure their base gets out and votes tomorrow.
When we're talking about the statewide level, it's obviously there's many races that are pretty safe. But at the local level, especially here in the Valley, we have many races that are extremely close and very, very competitive.
We're encouraged by what we're seeing. I would say that we are cautiously optimistic. We're going to find out in about 24 hours.
If you need a ride to the polling places, reach out to your party leaders or campaign headquarters, and they'll arrange a way for you to get out and vote. Morehead City officials want to make sure that you have accurate information about tomorrow's polling places after a misprint in today's Forum newspaper. We have everything you'll need to know, including how to find your polling place. Just head over to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Border security was a hot topic during the presidential campaign, with most of the talk about the southern U.S. border. But what about the U.S.-Canadian border? Valley News Team's Bradford Eric takes us north along what's known as the Slash, riding with the U.S. Border Patrol. Their main mission is to stop terrorists from entering the country. We'll show you where and how dangerous drugs and people are coming across tonight on Valley News Live at 9 and 10 at 10. Veterans Day is coming up, and some elementary students got an early jump by making handmade cards and flags for local veterans. These small gifts are gestures of appreciation and can mean a lot to both the giver and the receiver. On Thursday, the first grade students from Longfellow will be walking about 20 minutes from their school to the VA facility to hand them out. As part of today's experience, the students discussed military service and what it means to be a veteran.
We want to celebrate them for keeping us safe and helping us from the other states that were trying to fight us in the world wars.
Veterans Day, by the way, is this Friday. From laptops to desktops and servers, all these things are made under one roof in the Valley. Bytespeed in Moorhead custom builds computers, starting with the motherboard. After attaching the processor, it all gets put into the case and moved over to imaging, where computer programs get loaded on the device. Bytespeed has shipped its computers to all 50 states, and managers say it's their service and customization that makes them unique for companies, schools, and businesses.
From, working with your salesperson, our help desk department, building, imaging, shipping, everything's done right here in this building.
Be sure to watch the Valley Today next Monday for another How It's Made. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. A toy superstore has big plans for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Details on its shopping marathon still ahead tonight.
But next, it was a great way to start the week out. A lot of 50s, no 70s across the valley, and our mild stretch of weather continues. Your hour-by-hour forecast is coming up right after this.